Hi, everyone. Good to see you all today. So special to be able to spend this time with you again. Sorry I wasn't here last week to do something with you all, but I was working on something big for everybody. And you can see I'm not at home right now. I'm out in the church. I'm out in St. Albans Church. For many of you, this is where we go to church and where we go to Sunday school. For others, this might not be your church home. Some people watching this go to St. Andrew's in Bishop's Falls. Remember, we were there a couple of weeks ago, but I was working on something. I want to show you guys what's been going on, because we haven't been in the church building for a while now. It's been a long time, and I miss you all here. I miss seeing you all around. But what we've been working on, just have a look. See if I can make this work. I gotta turn a knob here, and then I can twist this. You see what I've got right here? This is how I've been bringing church to everybody. I plug my laptop in over here, and I read off of a screen, and there's a camera here. And then I stand right over here. You see, I'm all set up for recording Sunday morning's church service, because this is how we've been doing it. We've been bringing the church into people's homes by the same way I'm doing this with you guys, with recording it all. And I've learned a lot about doing this kind of stuff. I had to start from the very beginning before I began setting it up like this. I've only done it once, and it works nicely. But I wanted to come out here just to talk about what it means to be the church. But before we get to that, look what I brought out with me. I had to make sure to bring the bag of questions. So I'm only gonna do one question today, because we're getting low. I need more. I need a lot more questions to go in the bag. So send them along, and they'll go in the bag. I promise I won't read them beforehand, but I've only got a couple here, so I'm gonna read one of these questions. I don't know which of the two it is, but I have one right here. And it's folded up very, very nicely. So let's see what today's question is. Ooh, this is a great one, and I was just talking about this actually last night with some people. Why doesn't God stop bad things from happening, like the virus that we're experiencing? That's such a good question. Because, of course, if we understand that God is all-powerful, why doesn't God just stop some of these things from happening? Because God is doing everything in his power to... I had to put the question over there, so I don't have a cat to throw the question at right now. But God is doing everything in his power to try to stop what's happening, and he's working through us to be able to do it. He's working through doctors and research workers. You may hear on the news that they are trying some vaccines, which is medication, to see if that's going to help stop the virus. God is working through all of these people to try to help stop the virus. But the thing is, God isn't just going to stop it unless we do our part as well. We have a responsibility to do our part to help stop what is happening, because we are, of course, God's eyes and ears and hands and feet here on earth. We have to do our part as well. And it's a big task. You may have heard on the news, Dr. Janice Fitzgerald is our province's chief medical officer. She is the top doctor in the province, and she came out with a list of rules. And some of them are really, really hard. Some of them are really sad. Before a couple of weeks ago, when we could only have one bubble, where we had to stay to our own house, but now we're able to have two bubbles, and we're able to spend time with other people. That's how the rules change. But the reason that she helped put these rules in place was to keep us safe. And because we've been following the rules so well, that's why things have been happening so good in the province. That's why things are starting to get better. That's why we're able to have our double bubbles. It's why places like the Third Place Cafe and Papa's Sweet Shop and that new food truck, Sweet Tales and Treats, where you can get the fried dough and everything. That's why these places are able to open now, to be able to provide things for us, because before they couldn't. But we still have to do our part. And if we don't do our part with our safe distancing, with our physical distancing, and trying to keep our bubbles separate, then God can't work the way that God needs to try to help stop things, because God needs us to do our part. Because if God had to just stop it all on his own, then things would be too easy for us to believe in him. That you would just say, well, God's going to do everything, so we have to do nothing. But that's not why Jesus came to be with us. He came to be with us to teach us that even though God is up there watching over us, we still have to do our part as God's children to show his will here on earth. We have to do our part, because if we don't do our part, then God's will cannot come to its full fruition. We have to trust God, but we also need to act. And for us, acting on helping God stop what's happening is following all the rules that have been set out for us. There's a lot. And one of the hardest parts, especially for me with all these rules, is that we cannot be here for church. That's one of the rules. I'm going to show you around once more. Don't get sick on me, because we're going to spin the camera. So here we go. I mean, if you just look around, this is how I do my church services now. You see over here, right over here, there's the plate. This is for people to come and drop off their offerings, and they don't have to touch anything. Let me just show you. See, we have it set up here so people just come in the door and they don't need to touch the plate. And we have our hand sanitizer, and we come up here. You can see where myself and Reverend Roy and Mike and Roger are, and you can see the altar is bare, and there's my robes for Sunday, because I put my robes on for church now. I'm not doing it at home. But you can see everything is just empty here. It's the fun part about doing all of this, is everything is empty. And it's because we need to do our part to keep all of our church family safe. Because we need to be able to stay our distance from each other so that we're not breathing in each other's faces. Even if we are not sick, we have to be careful. We have a very, very important role to play in all of this, because God told us, here's what I need you to do. I need you to be my feet. I need you to be my hands. I need you to be my eyes, my ears, and my mouth. I need you to see what is happening in the world. I need you to listen for what is happening in the world. I need you to tell others what I am commanding them to do. I need you to give them all the love and attention. And I'm not moving the camera down to my feet because I'm wearing my Crocs. But I need you to go and be out in the world. Every action that we do is because of God. So it's not that God can't stop the virus, but we need to do our part to help God out so that God's will to make us whole again can happen. We have a responsibility ourselves, and it's very, very important. Thank you for that question. If you remember who you are who asked it, thank you. That was just so good. I'd like to do a lot more videos like this here in the church, and because the weather is starting to get good, not while I'm recording this for you though. I'm recording this, you're watching this Saturday afternoon. This is Friday supper time. I'm recording this just because timing, and it's snowing while I'm recording this. If one of you guys prayed for snow after the May 2-4 weekend, I need you to take that prayer back, because it's not supposed to snow. We're supposed to be getting ready to go out and enjoy the sun and everything like that, and it's snowing, and that's not fun. But, that's part of the wonderful world we live in. So we all have our part to do. And the sooner that we do all the right things, the sooner some of the rules can be relaxed. Because we know when you look at everything that the government has told us, these 5 relief levels or alert levels, that here are how the rules are going to be. When we get to level 2, you might hear that we're starting to talk about what we can do to get everyone back in here. We don't know what that's going to look like yet, so we just got to wait. It's going to be a few more weeks, but until then, you still get to have me at home whenever you want this. You can watch this anytime because it's here on Facebook and it's over on I'm pointing this way, but it's on our YouTube channel. So go that way if you want to find YouTube, and we're over there. But thank you for taking the time today. And before I leave you, of course, we are going to have a prayer. So let's fold our hands, bow our heads. Everyone, I'm watching you. I'm watching each and every one of you. Thank you, God, for working in us. Help us to continue to be your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your hands, and your feet in our world to help people learn about you and to help you put a stop to everything that is happening. Give us the strength to constantly help you. We ask this in your name. Amen. Thank you again for joining me. Now, I got this new thing. I can turn off my camera from here, so I'm not going to reach, but I got to figure out how to do it. So just give me, I'm like a spy now. I got to figure out all the buttons. There we go. So until next time, everyone, don't forget, if you want to see our morning prayer service on Sunday morning, it's on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. I'll be right here using all of this to bring the church directly to you guys. And we'll see you again next time. I'm hopefully going to have some more fun stuff next time. If the weather's good, we're going outside and we're going to talk about, we're just going to talk about God. Have a great day, everyone. God bless you, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.